there are only 3 people on the earth or which are given a higher step. One is God. मंदिर में steps होते हैं, तब भगवान की मूर्ति रखी जाती है. राजा का सिंहासन होता है, वो बाकी के लोगों से एक लेवल अप होता है. ठीक है. Then there are judge, जिनको एक ऊपर की कुर्सी दी जाती है वो. And then there are artists. Artists are given a stage, a platform. Yes. Higher position. Yes, it's a higher position. It's a respect. It's a form of respect that is given to you. If you don't respect your art is not gonna respect you. हर एक कैटेगरी में 3 winners निकलते हैं. And उन 9 winners में से एक विनर निकलता है जिसको ग्रैंड प्रिक्स का अवार्ड दिया जाता है. मतलब जो तीनों कैटेगरीज विन कर लेता है, that is a grand prix winner. There is a book called Maximum Entertainment. Ken Weber. So in that book he says कि there are a few things that keep your audience connected with you. One is something from their life to your show, or something that is very very significant to you. Like people will feel more welcome in your act. Exactly. If you give them something to remember, it should be something related to them. Magic is not only about making things appear from nowhere. Wow. A picture that you just thought of. Yeah, that is amazing. Crazy. Hello everyone, welcome to Insightful Talks with Kunal Newar. आज हमारे साथ है a very talented and a very experienced magician and mentalist, Akshaya. Hello Akshaya. Hi Kunal, it's like my pleasure to be here and to be able to talk to you. So thank you so much for joining with us over here. So Akshaya, पॉडकास्ट है, हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे बहुत सारे मैजिक के बारे में, आपके जर्नी के बारे में, ठीक है. बट उससे पहले एक थोड़ा सा आइस ब्रेकर कर लेते हैं, क्योंकि आप जानते हो मैं एक मैजिशियन और मेंटलिस्ट हूँ. तो मैं कुछ एक परफॉर्म नहीं करूँ ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता, राइट? वो तो सही भी नहीं रहेगा. राइट. सो अक्षय, आई एम गोइंग टू शो यू समथिंग. ओके, आई हैव अरेंज्ड अ फ्यू पिक्चर्स फॉर यू. फोटोज में अगर जाता हूँ, मैंने आपके लिए कुछ अलग अलग पिक्चर्स अरेंज करके रखा है. जैसे कैमरा में मैं दिखाता हूँ, मैं स्क्रीन पे डाल दूंगा सारी चीजें, ठीक है? तो ये मैं अपने पास ही रखता हूँ. इसमें से कोई भी एक फोटो आप याद कर लो, कोई भी एक फोटो. इट कैन बी एनी वन ऑफ दोज इमेजेस. फॉर एग्जाम्पल फॉर द ऑडियंस सिटिंग ओवर देयर, यहाँ पे शूज है, बूट्स है, अर्थ है, स्टार है, राइट? दिस इज अ टेप, रोज एंड सो ऑन, राइट? तो यू हैव वन इन योर माइंड. ठीक है. अभी मैं स्वाइप करूंगा, इसमें बहुत सारे सिमिलर पिक्चर्स रहेंगे. आपको बस ये ध्यान रखना है कि आपका जो सोचा हुआ ऑब्जेक्ट है वो इसमें है कि नहीं. इट्स काइंड ऑफ एन ऑब्जर्वेशनल थिंग. वो चीज सिमिलर हो सकता है या फिर थोड़ा सा अलग हो सकता है, राइट? बट फॉर एग्जाम्पल यूर थिंकिंग ऑफ शूज अलग तरीके का शूज भी हो सकता है. बस ध्यान रखना, ठीक है? नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू गो टू द नेक्स्ट इमेज. डू यू सी योर इमेज ओवर हियर? नो, राइट? इट्स नॉट देयर. नो. ठीक है. व्हाट अबाउट नाउ? इट इज देयर. इट इज देयर, राइट? ओके. व्हाट अबाउट नाउ? नो, नॉट देयर. नॉट देयर? व्हाट अबाउट नाउ? नो. इट्स नॉट देयर, राइट? आई थिंक ये लास्ट वाला है. इसमें है आपका इमेज? नहीं है. पक्का? एक बार देख लो अच्छे से. नहीं. ओके. सो फाइनली वी हैव वन लास्ट इमेज. इसमें है आपका इमेज? नो. इट्स नॉट देयर, राइट? नॉट देयर. आर यू श्योर अबाउट दैट? बिकॉज मुझे लग रहा है आपका इमेज इसी में रहेगा. नहीं. इट्स नॉट देयर. ओके. फॉर द वेरी फर्स्ट टाइम, फॉर मी, फॉर द ऑडियंस, क्या था आपका इमेज? It was a house, grey colored house. House? Yeah, a bungalow. A bungalow. But मुझे तो यहाँ पे दिख रहा है हाउस. एक बात बताइए, जो ऑब्जेक्ट आपने सोचा था, आपने बस सोचा था, किसी को बताया नहीं था, राइट? नो. बताया नहीं था. And there is no way I can know what. No, of course you cannot know. Right? Right, absolutely. But if you look at this image very closely, ये जो पहला वाला पिक्चर है, इट लुक्स लाइक एन एच, राइट? यस. सेकंड वाला जो अर्थ वाला है, इट्स एन ओ. यस. थर्ड वाला जो है, इट्स अ यू. यस. यू गेट द पैटर्न, राइट? या. इट्स अ एस एंड इट्स अ ई. देयर यू गो. हाउस. दैट इज अमेजिंग. अ पिक्चर दैट यू जस्ट थॉट ऑफ. या, दैट इज अमेजिंग. क्रेजी. अमेजिंग, राइट? थैंक यू सो मच. अभी बहुत सारे मैजिक होने वाले हैं, आप परफॉर्म करने वाले हैं कुछ हमारे लिए, राइट? ट्राई थोड़ा छोटा सा. परफेक्ट. ओके अक्षय, मैंने पढ़ा था कहीं पे, आपने बहुत छोटे एज से आपने मैजिक स्टार्ट किया था, राइट? आई थिंक एट द एज ऑफ 3 आई वाज ऑन स्टेज. ओह वाओ. नॉट इवन 3, आई गेस. आई वाज लाइक 2-3 months younger than to turn 3 years old. पर 3 तो बहुत बहुत ही छोटा एज है,
यस
राइट?
आई
सो
एग्जैक्टली, मतलब मुझे पता नहीं कि हाउ वाज दैट परफॉर्मेंस और क्या किया था
हम्म
मैंने. आई हैव जस्ट सीन द पिक्चर्स, सो
हम्म
आई हैव सीन माई सेल्फ स्टैंडिंग ऑन अ बिग बॉक्स.
ओके ओके
In Magic, we call it substitution trunk.
हाँ हाँ हाँ
So
ट्रंक
it was
ट्रंक
my dad's show,
ओके
and I was there, and I was standing on that substitution trunk, and I performed hardly 2 or 3 effects.
2 और 3 इफेक्ट्स बट
Yeah.
वो जो 2 और 3 इफेक्ट्स आपने जो परफॉर्म किया था मतलब एक बात बताइए आपको याद है आपने क्या किया था कुछ याद नहीं है शायद
एज अ मेमोरी में तो नहीं है कुछ,
हम्म
बिकॉज आई वॉज नॉट इवन 3, तो
हम्म
वो मेमोरी तो नहीं है कि. बट हाँ, आई डू हैव सम पिक्चर्स जिसमें मैं
पिक्चर्स
आई कैन सी दैट व्हाट आई डिड परफॉर्म.
एंड यू कैन शेयर दैट विद अस
या आई कैन शेयर द पिक्चर.
परफेक्ट परफेक्ट तो मैं डाल देता हूँ इसमें है ना अच्छा अक्षय मुझे आपसे पूछना था लाइक सिंस यू सेड बहुत बचपन से किया था और
यस.
यू आर ऑलमोस्ट 3 लेस देन 3 तो
लेस.
आपको याद नहीं रहेगा सो व्हाट इज योर लाइक मोस्ट रिसेंट मेमोरी लाइक मतलब ओल्डेस्ट मेमोरी ऑफ मैजिक
आई थिंक आई वॉज इन फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड,
हम्म
एंड मेरे स्कूल का ना एनुअल फंक्शन था,
हम्म
एंड दैट टाइम आई रिमेम्बर परफॉर्मिंग इन माय स्कूल फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम एवर.
ओके
एंड उसके बाद से मेरे किसी भी टीचर ने मुझे किसी भी ये डांस परफॉर्मेंस जो
हम्म
यूजुअली एनुअल फंक्शंस में होता है, मुझे कभी नहीं ऐड किया जाता था. आई ऑलवेज हैड अ डिफरेंट सेगमेंट, लाइक you will go, you will perform magic only
ओके
and not participating in any dance
ओ
competition or
वाओ
any
दैट
dance performance or
दैट
any play.
दैट इज रियली
So it was
वंडरफुल
something that was.
तो आपका स्कूल लाइफ में तो आप बहुत मतलब शाइन करते होंगे आप स्टेज यू आर लाइक यू आर ऑन द स्टेज ऑन द लाइमलाइट है ना तो लाइक
हाँ.
कैन यू जस्ट टेल अस व्हाट वाज योर जर्नी लाइक सिंस योर चाइल्डहुड टिल डेट
So journey in magic, it was like, as you said, and you told your audience, I started at the age of 3, and that is just because of my father.
इवन लेस देन 3 है ना
Yes, less than. I started learning maybe in the womb of my mom.
हाँ
That's how it started, because my mom tells me that dad used to take her to see the magic shows of the PC
हम्म
Sarkar and Kelal and all that.
हम्म
So that's how I guess it was just like, what we can say, it was just building even
it's
before my
it's like in your
birth.
blood
Yeah, it's
right
it's in the blood.
okay
So that's how it started,
mm-hmm.
and I remember at the age of 7 in my first standard, I had my individual show which I
okay
was performing. Maybe in the schools, the annual functions,
mm-hmm.
even in the Ganesh Utsav and the
Mm-hmm.
small events that used to happen,
Mm-hmm.
I started performing there, and it was very much appreciated because I was a very little girl.
Very little yeah
So that's how it started. I was getting appreciation, the limelight, every single place, and yeah, I was liking it.
mm-hmm.
So it's been going on, like since going
Mm-hmm.
on and going on.
Mm-hmm.
There was no break.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started competing in magic
Mm-hmm.
competitions when I was like fifth or sixth standards.
Mm-hmm.
I was introduced to magicians fraternity.
Mm-hmm.
Uske pehle, I didn't know any other magician than
Okay.
my father.
Okay.
So that's how it started, and I participated. I won the
Mm-hmm.
prizes. Sometimes I didn't, sometimes I did. I learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So majority of my learning after learning from my father was through conventions,
Conventions, okay.
because I was exposed to the field. I
Mm-hmm.
was exposed to the fraternity.
Mm-hmm.
तो कौन क्या कर रहा है, कैसे कर रहा है, कैसे सीखना होता
Mm-hmm.
है, क्या क्या चीजें होती है मैजिक में, that got introduced to me in conventions.
Okay.
Then I competed. I met a lot of people who guided me
Mm-hmm.
along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, I remember the biggest turning point in magic. Before that, it was just a hobby. I was
Mm-hmm.
doing the competitions.
Mm-hmm.
Shows I used to do,
Mm-hmm.
but it was not like a professional
प्रोफेशनल
professional.
नहीं था ओके
It was just like I was liking it, so I was doing it.
हाँ जैसे कि
So कोई motive नहीं था.
जैसे कि बच्चों को अभी डांस परफॉर्मेंस करते हैं ना वैसा
हाँ,
हॉबी
they go
काइंड ऑफ
on
होते हैं
competing because मजा आ रहा है.
राइट
You're getting
हम्म
appreciation. You're
हम्म
getting the limelight.
हम्म
You're loved by your people
बाय
around
द
you. So
ऑडियंस या
वो बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा लग रहा था. Then I won my first ever international award in 2018. उसके बारे में हम थोड़ा बात
हम लोग बात
करेंगे.
करेंगे यस यस
Yes.
लाइक देयर इज अ लिस्ट ऑफ अवार्ड्स दैट यू
Let's
हैव
list,
या
big list.
या
So that time I was like कि वो बहुत बड़ा exposure था मेरे लिए, because I just entered college. College शुरू हुआ, and within 8 days I left for the competition to Hyderabad.
Okay.
This is one of the biggest competition in the world
In
of
the world.
magic. And I was not expecting at all, but I won that award.
Oh
I
wow.
got back. When I got back, I gave the information to my college, and and within the 8 days after, this is all happening in the first month of my college, entering my college. My college set me a press conference.
Oh,
Yes.
ये कौन सा एज में था आपका?
18.
18, okay,
18.
okay, wonderful, wonderful.
First year of my college.
Wonderful.
So my college set me a whole press conference for my sir, me and the event that happened, and that's how I was like exposed widely to the world.
Yeah.
Because उनका जो expansion है वो बहुत बड़ा है university का. So that happened, then I started getting like a very professional inquiries. It was not just limited to the Ganesh Utsav and Navratri or even the birthday parties and all that. It was not. I was started getting the bigger opportunities, and that's how it started. That's how I became professional.
So you stepped into the professional world of,
Yes.
like the hobby turned into a profession.
Yes.
अच्छा, इसमें मुझे एक क्वेश्चन है आपके लिए, जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल माय स्टोरी इज काइंड ऑफ आई, मेरे फैमिली में कोई मैजिक में नहीं था. इट वाज माय हॉबी, सो इट वाज एन इंटरेस्ट दैट स्पार्क्ड रैंडमली आ गया था, ठीक है. लेकिन आपका जैसा था, यू वर इंट्रोड्यूस्ड टू मैजिक सिंस बर्थ, राइट, सिंस बर्थ, तो आप कर रहे थे. तो मुझे एक चीज जानना था आपसे, बिकॉज इट्स क्वाइट डिफरेंट फ्रॉम व्हाट आई डिड. सो were you really interested into magic, like, or interest आपका बाद में आया, मतलब कैसा था, मतलब how did it come into you, मतलब?
That exactly I cannot tell, but yeah, I was always interested into magic because I was doing it since the birth. मतलब it was like in my muscle memory. So one thing what happened after completing my college, I did interior designing and I was doing a job with a designing firm. And when I was doing that, I was not able to focus on magic.
अच्छा.
Because it's a very hectic job. There are 10 different things that you're doing when you're interior design. So मुझे time ही नहीं मिल रहा था कि, and I was not doing any magic that during those 6-7 months. And one day again I was attending a convention. I was watching performances. I was supposed to perform there, but I couldn't because of the job.
Yeah.
So I was just attending and I was sitting there and watching the performances and totally realized कि I am missing out on something. So from there, I called my boss and I said I'm quitting because this is something very big part of my life and I'm completely missing out on it.
Yeah.
So that was a realization that I had ki, okay, this is something that is going away from me.
Right.
And that's when I decided to quit and completely take this passion into profession.
Got it.
It was that way.
So what is it like being a female magician and mentalist in India?
It is very exciting.
Exciting, right?
It is very exciting, and the major reason is the kind of attention and approach that you get from your clients. It is different than a male magician.
Okay.
A lot of people think that it might be difficult for me to be on stage and perform because you as a magician know how people can heckle you on the stage.
Yes.
But that doesn't happen with me.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Yeah.
That very rarely happens. If I am having any, but yeah, there is one trick part here. I don't get heckled by men, but I do get heckled by females at times. Yes, I do.
सही में?
Yes, this happens.
Oh my God. So can you share an experience that happened with you?
Okay. So there was this one close-up performance. I was performing. And there was this couple and a few more people. And since it was a couple effect, I just targeted the couple. And I don't know what happened, why she was so insecure, because I was just constantly conversing with both of them. It was not like my attention was totally towards a guy or anything. But somehow, I don't know, maybe what she felt. But she was like completely onto catching or like putting in fingers some or another way, which didn't made any sense.
Of course.
But yeah, it does happen.
Oh wow, that's a new thing that I heard.
That's a new
क्योंकि हमारे साथ उल्टा होता है, सेम चीज होता है, उल्टा होता है हमारे साथ. Okay, wonderful. So अच्छा अक्षय, so being a part of कैसे बताऊं, अभी आपके फैमिली में ही मैजिक है, राइट?
Yes.
So being born and brought up in a family where everyone is supportive of magic, क्योंकि कैसा होता है ना, यूजुअली जब कोई अलग प्रोफेशन चूज करता है,
yes,
सबसे पहले पेरेंट्स थोड़ा सा वरीड रहते हैं कि हमारा बच्चा पढ़ नहीं रहा है, इंजीनियर नहीं बन रहा है, डॉक्टर नहीं बन रहा है. तो आपका completely opposite था because your family was into magic. So how is it like growing in a family where magic is the main, focus?
Basically it was not like complete support thing.
अच्छा.
Basically my mom was kind of not very supportive of it, because she wanted really me to like go into study, because I was a very scholar student. I was a ranker in my class always till 10th standard. But again, I just made her one promise. Even though I'm doing this, I'm not gonna ignore my studies.
Okay.
I'm gonna complete my education,
Good.
and then whatever I'll do, whatever I do.
Wonderful.
If I feel like doing like an educational thing, going on full on a job or anything, I'll pursue that. If this is something that is going on my way, then I'll do this.
Okay.
So my mom was not like completely in the favor of me taking magic professionally, but my dad was completely, because since he is a magician.
Dad पूरा support कर रहे थे.
Yeah. He was always pushing me, taking me to the competition. No matter where I said like, hey, this is something I want to do, or this is something that I want, he never said no to anything.
Okay. Akshaya, like you said, बहुत बचपन से कर रहे हो, and the last memory you have when you were first standard,
Yeah.
तो आपको याद है आपने क्या ट्रिक परफॉर्म किया था और क्या था उसका रिएक्शन?
Yes. Reaction, so obviously it was applause, like a very big round of applause. I remember there's one effect I did with a rope, where you show them the rope, which is like very like a rope, then you make it straight,
Yes,
and
yes,
you
yes.
play around with it, and then when you snap, it just falls like a rope.
Normal rope,
Again,
yeah.
normal rope. So that was one thing that I remember. And then again, there was another flower effect that I did. If you know, there is a trick called bending flower.
हाँ, yes.
So first
Drooping
the
flower बोलते हैं उसको ना? Yeah.
yes, ऐसा ही कुछ
हाँ.
बोलते हैं. So it was like first the rose you make the rose appear, then you bend it around, and it was something
wow.
that kind
So
I
it
did.
must have been quite a visual thing ना? एक
Yes.
छोटा सा बच्चा इतना अच्छा मैजिक
Yes,
कर रहा है.
yes.
Nice. Share the picture with us, हाँ, मैं डालता हूँ
हाँ.
कहीं पे. चलिए हम लोग अभी आते हैं आपका जो रूटीन है, ठीक है? आप जैसे कि आपने बहुत साल से परफॉर्म किया है, आपने अपने स्किल्स को डेवलप किया है.
Yes.
So what is your most common way of practicing and developing your skills? How do you learn the new skills that you have with you right now?
Currently, earlier it was different, my learning process, but now it is totally different.
Can you tell us through all the
All
processes?
the
Starting से आप
processes.
कैसे करते थे?
So starting में it was just my dad teaching me, and I was just following whatever he was teaching. My mind was not into it, because I was not like completely that is I didn't have the understanding that how magic works. I was just performing like any other student that will learn with me in like 2 months, 3 months. That was like it was the same thing that was happening. Then I was introduced to convention, that I met multiple people, and I remember there is one magician from Vizag. His name is C.H. Sham. C.H. Sham. So I remember we arranged a workshop of him in my town, and there were like multiple magicians that attended that workshop. And that time when he came to my town and we were talking, since we met in a convention, he saw my performance, he saw the potential, and he wanted to guide me through it.
Okay.
So I remember he almost got me 25 to 30 performance videos of only female magicians.
Oh, okay.
Then I remember after that workshop, we sat together, we watched each and every single performance, and he really taught me that how to what is exactly magic, what is exactly routine, how you perform, how you create, why a certain things happen at a certain time. If I'm walking one step, then why I'm walking one step.
Okay.
It's not walking, I'm looking somewhere. It always, every single thing has a reason in magic. It's not nothing
Of
is like
course.
it's
Every
like
single
every
action
single
has
action has
has
a
a reason.
significance or
Yeah.
reason. It's there for a meaning. So that thing he taught me, that how to create a routine. I was doing it, but I didn't know that I was just doing it like out of just like ये सही लगा तो
समझ
कर
गया.
लिया. But then he told me, okay, इसका reason क्या है? If you're standing like this, why you're standing like this?
So the
This is
basic technicalities and all
yes,
you
he introduced to
Okay.
me. And then I started thinking more and more. Then I started, and always I had this thing कि if somebody is doing something, I don't want to do it.
Okay. Of course.
Yeah. So I don't know, that time it was a kind of ego thing. but I think I made a right choice that time to
Of course,
choose a different path.
it makes you unique from the rest.
Yes.
Huh.
And I guess it happened because whenever I used to compete, every single person was doing almost the same thing. Even the same music, the same kind of costumes, and it was getting so monotonous for me to watch. And I decided कि whoever is doing this thing, I'm not going to do it.
हाँ, right, right, right. Because
Yeah.
अभी अपना कम्युनिटी में ये बहुत कॉमन है कि
Yes.
like whichever one person is doing, the other person does the same thing. उसके बाद
Yes.
third person,
Yes.
क्योंकि सब लोग एक ही जगह से सीखते हैं और पूरा उसी
हाँ
चीज को उठा के
हाँ
as it is present करते हैं.
present करते हैं.
Right, right.
Even though I learned from the same DVD or same video that everyone had watched, I wanted to create something around it. I won't just do a same routine that is taught in the video or somebody has taught to me. I'll always change one on another thing. Maybe I'll change the music of it, I'll change the color of it, I'll change the positioning of the effects, but I'll change something. I won't do exactly the same thing.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful.
So that's how it was.
अच्छा, for the audience जो पहली बार सुन रहे हैं उनके लिए आपने आपने एक वर्ड बताया था कन्वेंशंस. तो for the
Yes.
audience who doesn't know what a convention is, क्या होता है कन्वेंशन, मतलब कौन जाते हैं उसमें?
ये जो कन्वेंशंस होता है दैट इज स्पेसिफिकली फॉर मैजिशियन. इसकी एडवर्टाइजमेंट कहीं पे भी सोशल मीडिया पे नहीं होती है. इट इज ऑल जस्ट न्यूज इज ऑलवेज सर्कुलेटेड अराउंड द मैजिशियंस कम्युनिटी. तो सिर्फ मैजिशियन ही आ सकते हैं, नॉन मैजिशियंस को अटेंड नहीं कर सकते, परमिशन ही नहीं है
क्योंकि उसमें सीक्रेट्स
यस
होते हैं.
बिकॉज कन्वेंशन में क्या होता है, जब इनॉग्रेशन सेरेमनी होता है देन उसके बाद देयर इज अ डीलर्स डेमो when magic dealers promote their products.
Yeah.
They showcase their products. For some people launch their effects at the convention. Competitions, there are the junior competitions and the senior competitions. There are teaching lectures. The seniors of the community come and share their experiences, teach a few things. And then happens the gala show. Gala show is open for all.
Okay.
Normal public can attend gala show, but they cannot attend rest of the
convention.
The convention gala show happen in the evening. That is open to public. They can buy the ticket and come, but they cannot attend the rest of the day.
Of course, makes sense.
Yes.
क्योंकि सारे products वहाँ पे sale हो रहे हैं.
Yes.
Because common public के लिए those products are the secret. The very first rule of magic.
Yes.
It should not be revealed.
It shouldn't be revealed.
So अक्षय, मैंने आपका बहुत सारे वीडियोस देखे हैं and I have personally attended your show. तो one unique thing that I have seen in your show is आप हर एक चीज को करते हो ना, उसमें एक स्टोरी रहता है, स्टोरी टेलिंग, काइंड ऑफ स्टोरी टेलिंग काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग. सो मतलब कैसा रहता है, आप कहाँ से इंस्पिरेशन लाते हो हर एक चीज के लिए स्टोरी टेलिंग जैसे डालते हो आप, तो वेयर डू यू डिराइव द इंस्पिरेशन फ्रॉम?
बेसिकली मेरा ये मतलब थॉट प्रोसेस, आई हैव बीन अ रीडर, आई एम अ बुकवर्म. So since the childhood I was introduced to the book because my uncle used to work in a library.
Oh, okay.
So I had like a very easy access to the books. So I was reading and had a big fan of reading. So that's how, see, my imagination power has gone developing and developing, because in the book, like a movie or a video, you don't have a visual.
आप खुद से स्टोरी बनाते हो.
Yes. For books, your understanding is different than even the writer, because it's your perception that you're looking at. So that developed my imagination. Also, I'm an introvert.
Introvert, yeah.
In real life.
Same here.
Yeah. I guess all magicians are introvert in real life.
Basically क्या होता है, let me cut you over here. So basically क्या होता है ना, magicians introvert होने का एक reason है. क्या होता है, magicians are not introverts become magicians. तो कैसा ना, magic is a way for them to express to the people. अभी स्टेज में जाके परफॉर्म करते हैं, राइट? बिकॉज नॉर्मल लाइफ में उनको बात करने में शर्म आती है या फिर बात करने में दे हेजिटेट, बट स्टेज में दे ओपन अप. सो विच इज व्हाई मैजिक इज अ वेरी गुड वे फॉर इंट्रोवर्ट्स टू engage with the people.
Yes.
Yeah, please continue. Sorry.
Yeah. What I was saying?
The story ka.
Yeah, story. So that's how it started. Like it gave me imagination. I don't know how, but some or another way, if somebody asked me, okay, I have this thing, can you do something around it? And I could figure out a way.
Okay.
Like I could relate a few things, and then I'll tell you one interesting experience. I was performing for Rotary Club once, and it was supposed to be like a half an hour performance. for the family and the kids. Till the time the board meeting is happening, to keep the kids and the family engaged, there was a performance and I was booked to perform that.
Okay.
And that time the meeting was running late, and the person suddenly came up and he said, Akshaya, can you please stretch the show for like more few 15-20 minutes, or maybe even a half an hour would be great. And at this situation you should be very prepared. I didn't know what to do.
Of course.
So there was the only way that I could interact. I could talk to people.
Yes.
Even I talked on the effect nobody talks on. So I made like a very the piece that I used to perform on a music, I performed it with talking.
On the spot आपने script बना लिया पूरा.
Yes, वो script on the spot बन गया. वो बन गया, कैसे बन गया पता नहीं. And for the same effect I had 10 different scripts now.
Okay.
So even if I'm performing same effect in the like each show, the story changes, the script changes according to the scenario.
Nice, that's really nice. Yeah.
So that happens. It comes to mind. Maybe it is because of the reading habit that I developed in my childhood.
So,
but yeah, it developed.
Do you still read books?
Yes.
You do. Okay, yeah. Wonderful. So that helps you a lot in creating the stories for the acts.
Yes, it also keeps me in a like a sane mind. Because a lot of time it happens that the things around you gets overwhelming. Even if you're like performing too much or traveling is going on, there are too much of people you're meeting. So at a point your mind needs rest. So it needs a kind of calming down. Reading books is kind of my way to like slow down a bit.
It soothes you down, right?
Yeah.
It relaxes you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And even I have like in my experience, reading, it improves your intellectual level.
It improves your intellectual level. It improves your vocabulary.
Yes.
It improves your philosophical knowledge. You can be more relatable to people if you read.
Your outlook broadens.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I have seen a lot of your acts where you include flowers.
Yes.
So like is there a story behind it? Behind like you including flowers, or like what is it?
Okay, so when I did my Merlin winning act, it has a story, because when I was performing in competitions, every single person was doing umbrellas and the doves. And I haven't seen anybody doing flowers and fans. So to avoid that, first I did the CD manipulation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the records. I did that. I learned that, but that was like, it didn't like keep me hooked to it for a longer time.
But
so
काफी difficult चीज है ना CD manipulation.
हाँ, थोड़ा difficult है. So slides उसके थोड़े से difficult होते हैं than the flowers or the umbrellas or the doves.
Yeah.
It is basically, it's completely on your hands.
Yes.
So that's when, and after that, I remember I saw one performance that was given to me in that DVD of C.H. Sham. And okay, this is my failure story, my biggest failure, and which turned my perspective completely, why I don't copy anyone. So in 2013, I guess, yes, 2013 or 12, I think, I was performing. I was supposed to compete in a competition in Mumbai. And like any teenager, I picked up one act from the video that were given to me.
Achha.
I loved that act. It's a beautiful act. I picked up and I copied every single thing.
Okay.
Like right from the color of the flowers, costume was different. But yeah, the routine, I copied entire routine, even the music.
Okay.
And when I took that act on the stage, it was a complete failure.
Oh.
And it was and by that time I have gained a name that she is the best performer. If she comes, she wins. It was that thing made before that. And this was like a very big fall for me.
Okay.
And that time I experienced the people were coming and talking to me to console. Okay. But in real, it was not even a consoling. They just wanted to point out कि okay, चलता है, ऐसे तो होते रहता है.
Right.
It was that way of like talking to me, because these were the people who never appreciated me when I won, when I did good, and they came to me at that time.
But ये काफी कॉमन चीज है. अगर आप कुछ अच्छा करते हो, कोई बोलता नहीं है. अगर गलत करते हो तो उसमें बोलने बहुत लोग आ जाते हैं.
होता है.
Right.
And it's very common thing.
Yeah.
उसमें कुछ कर नहीं सकते.
Right.
And that was a time. And उसके बाद this happened in May, and in June there was again another competition in Bangalore. So I almost had like a 20 to 25 days to prepare, because this failure I knew this cannot be my spot. This is not something I am able to do. So from that point, in 20 to 25 days, I made an entire new routine. I performed in another convention, and I just picked up my name from where it dropped. And there I was a winner. Again. So that was the point when I realized that copying thing doesn't work with me. And it went by. It
Right.
just dropped. And after that I never copied anything from anyone. Even I might have picked some effect, I might have picked a line or two, but I always added something of my own to it.
Your own flavor to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because see, more of the references in magic, as you know, this is a male dominated industry. There are hardly any female magicians. So for me to learn, there was very limited scope. And if I learn watching a male magician, my mannerism,
Exactly.
it's like manipulated in a certain way.
हाँ.
I am not a very manly figure.
I'm
I'm a very feminine person. I'm a female. So I cannot perform as a male magician. I cannot pick up the thing that you can say.
Yeah.
So I have to have my own lines, my own jokes, my own way of delivery.
Right.
So I cannot go like a humorous humor. That is not even my persona. So I cannot go in a humor. My humor goes in a sarcastic way.
Right.
So I have to portray a different character. And that was difficult for me to learn, because there are hardly any references for me to watch.
Exactly.
There are very few references.
आपको अगर आपका शो आपका खुद का बनाना है तो you have to add your own element to it. There is no other way.
There is no other way.
Even for a male performer, see कैसा होता है अभी for example a person has released a material, उसने अपने हिसाब से बनाया होगा.
Exactly.
Right. For example, a left-handed person has released a material. तो वो मैं नहीं कर
Exactly.
पाऊंगा. वो
नहीं
अपने
कर
हिसाब से
पाएंगे.
मुझे मिरर करना पड़ेगा.
You have to modulate, or I can say develop it in a certain way that is suitable to you. Because if I have released something, I have released it according to my understanding,
Yes.
my audience set.
Yes. Yes, that is also an important thing.
Audience matters.
Yes.
Who you performing for.
अभी वो जो कर रहे हैं, अभी सपोज किसी यूएस का बंदे ने बनाया एक चीज, he is making that jokes या फिर making that script for his audience, जो यहाँ पे नहीं चलेगा.
Yes,
right?
thinking अलग है, mindset अलग है.
Right.
हर इंसान का mindset अलग है. Even in India, if you perform for a family event and even perform for the corporate event, that is different.
Yes.
Also, if you're performing for the like a employees of the company, or you're performing for the directors of the company,
it's different.
It's entirely different, because mindset is different. Every single profession has a different mindset.
Exactly. So this is something to for everyone to learn.
Yes.
जो भी सीखते हो खुद का बना लो, खुद का flavor add करो. Wonderful.
Understand your audience, understand yourself first, than your audience.
Okay, so Akshaya, time for some magic. आपके पास ऐसा कुछ है जो हमारे साथ आप share कर सकते हो? Something amazing, something for the audience.
Okay, so something from my audience, right? As you said, there is always something like a rose in every single show, and that is because of the title that I received after winning the Merlin. We dropped that story in the middle. Yeah. Into talking something else.
What was the title? क्या था?
Merlin Grand Prix.
Merlin Grand Prix. Yeah.
Title, after performing that act, I started with the flowers, ended with the fans. It was a 2-prop routine, 8-minute routine. And after that, I was known as the flower princess. That's how it started.
Yes.
And then I remember there was one magician from Egypt. He came. Basically, he was from Egypt, but his nationality or family background was from Spain.
Okay.
So then he called me Iris, and I didn't know the meaning of Iris. And I'm like, what does it mean? Then he said, Iris is a flower princess in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
And that's how he picked up. And that's why I have a tattoo on my neck, and it says the Iris.
Okay.
So that's how the flower thing came on, and it was perceived very well. And again, it was very feminine thing to be performing on stage. It was elegant, it has a charm. So that's it, it stayed in my entire show. There is no any show that I perform without a rose or a flower. Okay, like I said, I like to tell the stories, I like to talk even on the effect that are supposed to be done on a music. Earlier, I used to perform my magic routines, the flowers and the fans, on the music. But when I started performing in corporates, I understood that it has to be more interactive. I need to talk. And if this is my opening, I need to set a way for me so that people could be attracted and then I could catch their attention. So that's how I start my show. Then I start by introducing myself, and then I ask them, what is magic to you? Then people tell me it is a trick or it is a this and that. Then I said, magic is not only about making things appear from nowhere.
Wow.
It's not also about making them disappear just like this or making them reappear all over again. So this is something I perform for my opening piece, and then I explain that magic is not about taking your can'ts and turning them into your cans. Magic is about taking your imagination and turning into the reality of your life. And then I start my show.
Okay, but नहीं वो सब तो ठीक है, अभी आया कहाँ से?
That is magic.
और बीच में गया कहाँ पे? Wow, that was
That is
really
magic.
nice, amazing, amazing. Can I have a look at the rose? Wow.
Even you can have a look at it.
No, ये तो अभी कपड़ा है, वो भी I'm interested in this. ये गया कहाँ पे था? Nice, nice, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. So, Akshaya, coming to the awards that you received, आपने, which is known as the Oscar of equivalent to Oscar of Magic, right?
Yes.
The Merlin Grand Prix.
Yes.
And you have also recently received the Bal Gandharv Award as well.
Yes.
So can you talk us through, मतलब क्या क्या है ये, मतलब कैसा था, मतलब what was your experience, आपने क्या क्या perform किया था, who were the guests, and everything about it.
Yes. So talking about Merlin, I completed my 10th. No, I completed my 12th standard. Exams were done. There was a long patch of vacation that is going around 6 months or something till I start the college. And I got to know there is this kind of competition. It has happened in India only once, and I don't see any chances happening in the near future. So I can proudly say I'm the only Merlin Grand Prix winner in India.
In India, yes, yes. yes.
So, and I got to know, okay, this is an international competition that is happening. And I was like, that time I was like all in for the conventions and the competition. I was in the completely competitive spirit that time. And I was just started performing. I was practicing. So I remember I was preparing for that around 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Day and night.
Okay, okay.
I finished my exams, 12th boards. I used to go and I had a different hall for practicing.
Okay.
I didn't practice at home. I had a different hall where I used to perform and set up every single thing. I used to go to that hall morning in the 6 a.m. I used to come back at night around 12. I used just
6?
yeah. And
Oh,
in
okay.
middle just the food breaks, and that's what it used to be. And I didn't take any rest during that time. My birthday comes in April. I didn't even celebrate my birthday. I didn't even go on any single vacation. Where all my friends were going on a vacation. They were spending time with their families. There were a lot of fun things going on with my friends. I remember turning down every single chance to go out and have fun or anything. I just dedicated those 6 months to that only one act.
Okay.
And I remember there was, I have a mentor. Okay. And how he became my mentor, there is another different story.
Achha.
When I was preparing that, the fans is something that was his signature. He introduced the fans as a prop in magic in India for the first time ever on Indian national television.
क्या नाम है?
David Nobo. He's known as the Amazing David.
Okay.
Okay. So, and I was just in between, I used to talk and share that, okay, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. This is something. And I was like, he was always like, he's blunt, I am blunt. I was way blunt that time. I was a kid, almost. So I remember him telling me, कि why you want to do this? And I just simply said that कि because every single person is doing the other thing, so that's why I do want to do flowers and fans. And after like he thought okay, I might drop the idea of doing fans. But at one point he got fed up and he said it straight to my face that Akshaya, do whatever you want, but do not copy my act.
Okay.
It was that direct. Don't copy it. And I was anyways not copying
Of
anything.
course.
I picked my own music, and that was the first I ever added a Bollywood music to my act. Before that, I did trance music, the hip hop music, the jazz music. I added. This was the first time I took a song, picked a song that was trending that time, and I did an act on it. I always also hired a choreographer to set up a routine.
Acha.
Because I was a very bad dancer that time, so I wanted him to add on some dancing steps into it so that it will look beautiful, it will look flowing.
Right.
And that happened. I was prepared. Then I did the competition. I had no expectations of winning because I have this thing, I never watch anybody's act. And some or the other way, in every single competition that I have performed, I was the last performer.
Okay.
Second last or always performing at the last. I don't know why that happens, but it was there. I was left at the last only.
Okay.
Even in this competition, I was the last one performing. And I sung to keep myself calm and composed. I never watched any performances. I had no clue who did what. And there were around 15 or 17 contestants.
Okay.
And I was the youngest one. And the tiniest one.
Achha.
Because I'm a very petite girl. I'm a short girl. So it has always been the thing. I was the shortest one. So I went, I performed. And I also remember I forgot to put one prop at the right place.
Okay.
And it was the beginning of my act.
Okay.
And that time when I entered and I saw, I was kind of blank. But I had to pick it up from there.
Achha.
Because anyways I had to start a routine. So I did the act, completed act, and that was done. And I was okay, I was fine.
So did you improvise at that moment?
Yes.
Okay.
I had no option that time because I had to go on with the flow.
Okay.
I couldn't, just because my first prop is not at the place, I couldn't disqualify myself.
ये कौन से age में था?
18.
18, okay. Quite young.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did the act, I finished, and I remember because I was staying at the different hotel and a few of my friends, they were gala performers. So gala performers के लिए एक separate arrangement होता है in a convention. So all the judges and the jury, they were in the hotel, my friends were. And since I was tired the whole day, I didn't go to their place to hang out or jam or anything. I just went back to my room and I slept off. And next day I'm watching, every single person is looking at me and they're just whispering something and I had no clue what is happening. And till the last moment, so competition award ceremony ने पहले ना आपको perform जो winners होते हैं वो गाला शो में फिर से perform करते हैं second day के.
Okay.
तो I was told कि you have to perform. तो मतलब इतना तो मुझे पता था कि कुछ तो मिला है.
कुछ मिला है.
But ये expectation नहीं था कि I will be the Grand Prix winner. Okay. Basically Grand Prix winner is a winner of winners. हाँ. हर एक कैटेगरी में 3 winners होते हैं and there are 3 categories even in the stage competition. There is a creative, there is a stage magician and there is a most original. और इन तीनों में से हर एक कैटेगरी में 3-3 winners निकलते हैं and उन 9 winners में से एक winner निकलता है जिसको Grand Prix का अवार्ड दिया जाता है. मतलब जो तीनों कैटेगरीज विन कर लेता है that is a Grand Prix winner. So that thing happened and सबका, they were my friends. Okay. सबका नाम आया जा रहा है, सबका नाम आया जा रहा है, सबको trophies and all that felicitation is going on. मेरा आया ही नहीं. ठीक है. और ये as a last, अभी शो खत्म होने वाला है, तो मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि यार क्या मतलब गलती से बता दिया क्या मुझे रेडी होने के लिए? Was it just because my act was good and they wanted to show? क्या consolation prize है? I thought it's a consolation prize. I didn't thought that I am going to win. And then at the last, my name got announced. अच्छा. I was still blank. मतलब कुछ feeling ही नहीं है, पता ही नहीं है क्या चल रहा है. I got there. I got felicitated, got the trophy and all that. there were a big round of applause and I was completely blank. कुछ नहीं समझ, कुछ दिख भी नहीं रहा है सामने कि क्या हो क्या रहा है, because expectations ही नहीं है. Then after the show ended, my ceremony was over and there were few more performances left. I packed up everything and I sat into the audience. Achha. And nobody knew where I was. Kind of disappeared. I was right behind 2-3 seats behind my friend. They were sitting there. And that time, I guess, yes, I did had a phone that time. And every single person was searching for me. कि ये कहाँ चली गई? मुझे किसी से कुछ लेना देना नहीं, because people want photos. सबको फोटो चाहिए और मैं किसी को नहीं मिल रही. तो they were like worried कि इसको क्या हो गया, ये कहाँ है. So after like searching for like half an hour or something, they found me and I got like a big scolding. ऐसा कोई जाता है क्या, क्या तुमको समझ आता है कि नहीं, ये तुम्हारा शहर नहीं है ना, all that thing. So this was a kind of experience. You were in kind of a shock, yeah? हाँ, kind of shock कि क्या हो रहा है मेरे साथ ये. इतना attention, इतना, क्योंकि I didn't think of myself on that level that point. वो realization ही नहीं था मेरे पास, मुझ में. By the way, Merlin जो award है, Merlin it is named after a magician, जो Merlin magician थे बहुत साल पहले. Yes. Right, right, right. And recently you received the Bal Gandharv award as well, right? Yes. So did you perform there as well? Like yes, I did perform there as well. वो भी बहुत unexpected चीज हुई थी मेरे साथ, क्योंकि मैं नहीं expect कर रही थी. Then somebody recommended my name. It got approved. And I got a letter. Okay. And till the time I got a letter, I had no clue of anything. So मतलब मेरी लाइफ में जो भी हुआ है, जो भी सारी अच्छी चीजें हुई है, that had been unexpected. कुछ clue नहीं होता है मुझे हर चीज का, because I never cared about कि okay, I'm not a person who's like कि अभी ये चाहिए, वो चाहिए, वो चाहिए. I just let things come to me, and the good things come to me. Nice. At the right time. Nice, wonderful, wonderful. So this had been same thing with Bal Gandharva. So जब आपको Merlin award मिला था, तो when you went home with the award, so what was the reaction of your family? That was I have seen my father very proud. Of course, of course. Very proud. I remember once, because my father never praised me. Okay. In my till the time, till that act, he was like to keep her grounded. He always like keep me pushing and taking out the mistakes and all that. So he never like really praised me like on a big scale like a family does. He never, but on that, even on that moment, he didn't like praise me in like a it was like a too much of big party or something. I was nothing like that. But अंदर ही अंदर बहुत proud हो रहे
he
was very proud. Because I remember when I had that trophy in my hand, my dad was in the wings, and the person who was announcing, he went to in the wing and he hugged him. कि यार बच्ची ने कमाल कर दिया. And I saw like a very tiny tinge of tears in his eyes. Even though I was on stage, I had my eyes on my father, because that was a person I looked up to always. And he was the person who always what I can say, encouraged me, never stopped me at anything. I don't remember anybody in my family to stop me to do anything. Even my grandparents, they were like very they had a kind of orthodox thinking, but in my family nobody stopped me for anything. Whenever I said I want to do this, they said do it. If you want it, yeah. But whatever you do, take the responsibility of your actions. Got it. So it was that kind of upbringing. Nice. That I had. Okay, Akshaya, so I have seen one of your acts where you do quick change illusions. Yes. ठीक है, और I have seen some of your acts where you do some kind of grand escape illusions as well. Yes. I have not seen many people do that in India. So can you talk more about it? Like, how did you learn it? Like, what was your inspiration? Because it's a very unique thing, quick change illusion. Can you talk more about it? Audience को बता सकते हो क्या होता है ये, मतलब कैसे होता है? Okay. कैसे होता है मत बताओ, क्या होता है बता. कैसे होता है वो तो मैं नहीं बता पाऊंगी, but हाँ. So when I completed my 10th and 12th, and it was time to choose what profession I want to choose, I was kind of attracted towards fashion that time. So I thought I would do a fashion designing. But then again, it was in my family, there was some conflict into it, ki how much it will be sufficient for your future or anything. And so I decided to do interior. Again, interior I chose because I was again into the illusions as well. So I wanted to learn how the things are built, how the furniture is built, how the lightings are done, what is the theory behind that, what is the science behind that, what things we have to take care. I wanted to know the hardware, the softwares and all that part, the color theories and how it impact.
Right.
So since I couldn't take fashion as my profession, my education, not even a profession, my education, I saw one act in Bombay. There was this Malaysian siblings who were performing. Okay, and they did a quick change act.
Achha.
In that. They did magic with quick change, little bit of magic, then a quick change, magic and a quick change. It was that kind of act that girl did. And I like that. So I started learning about that.
Okay.
First I saw some videos, then I got one book that is that taught how to do a quick change, how to make the quick change. And I started, it interested me a lot that time. And again, I was always the person who like grand styles to have on stage.
Right.
And I always like a big impact on stage. And at that time, mentalism was not that much into trend.
Yeah.
It was more of a stage magic that was still trending that time. So I did perform illusion in my earlier ages as well.
Yeah.
But this time I just tried to do few things that didn't had a much of a, like didn't needed a much of a team, because this is the time when I was like transitioning towards the corporate performances.
Okay.
And there you cannot take 10 and 15 people, even you don't have time to set up backstage big things.
Of course.
So I started studying the quick change and illusions, the thing which have a big impact, but which can be set it up without a minimum setting on stage. Backstage it is a lot of setting in the illusions.
Yeah.
But on stage it is a minimum. If you just once build your prop and keep it on stage, you don't have to do anything. You can move it and you can get it on the place and then you can perform it.
Right.
All my illusions are modified that way. It can be performed with 2 people and it can be performed surrounded by audience.
Oh, okay.
Even if there is an audience on 3 sides, I can perform all my illusions. There is no like angle restriction that I had in my manipulation act.
Okay. So ये जो quick change illusion होता है, so basically for the audience, it's like you come with one dress and there are multiple changes.
And you quick change your dresses very quickly
in
within
right
a second.
seconds.
Yeah, it's a flash of a second.
Right,
it happens.
Right. And there is also one of the acts which I have seen, which you have modified it to your taste, the assistant's revenge. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you do it completely different from what it is done, right?
Yes.
So you use tapes or something like that.
I use cellophane tape for that.
Okay.
Again, that is examinable. Even my substitution trunk is like that. It is like a completely open from all the sides. It just built on a poles. And there is a top, and it's like completely see through. I get somebody from the audience on stage. I go inside, or my assistant goes inside. We wrap it on stage with the help of audience. So basically, the audience does the concealing thing.
Concealing part, yeah.
And then that transfer happens.
So for the audience, this is an act where Akshaya goes in the box, or her assistant goes in the box, and in a matter of seconds, the one in the box is outside and the one outside is inside. Right? It's a transposition kind of a thing.
Transposition.
Amazing. So Akshaya, apart from performing, you also teach and conduct workshops in schools.
Yes.
Right? So इसके बारे में थोड़ा बताइए, मतलब कहाँ सिखाते हो आप, क्या, like if someone from the audience want to learn something from you, so how do they reach you?
Okay, so here's the thing. I basically teach and train magicians.
Yes.
I don't teach non-magicians.
Okay.
Because it's a very long process and there are hardly any people who has that kind of patience to reach there.
So whoever who is interested,
really interested, even if somebody wants to learn with me, they have to pass a test.
Yeah, okay.
Then only I can accept them as a student, a non-magician. But yeah, I do train magicians, basically sleights, and that I thought of doing because when I was doing conventions and I was coming across some magicians, there were a lot of things that I didn't like. The way of performing, the way of making a routine, and I saw there was hardly anybody who was educating people on how to perform. And somewhere I saw that it was even impacting the magicians community,
right.
some or another way. Because if you have seen one mad magician, you think that all magicians are like that.
Yeah. So entire
You
community
yeah
is
you
blamed. Yeah.
yes, you, because you represent your community.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing good,
Mhm.
your community gets impacted.
Of
It
course.
gets affected.
Yeah.
So that's when I thought ki okay. And this was a time I have reached in a level in the magic fraternity that I do have a knowledge. I do know how to do the things, and I have gained a certain position. So there was no, and I was bored with because competition was done after the Merlin, because you are reached a certain level. There's no point in again keep on competing. Now you need to level up. After that, I did some gala performances, but that was again not very exciting for me. Again, I was doing the same thing. I was going and performing. That's it. There was no thrill for me into that. Then when there was one of the a convention, I remember, I was not judging. I was not a judge at that competition, but I was just sitting near a judge. Because क्या होता है ना, कुछ judges सामने बैठे होते हैं in the first row. There are one or two people who are randomly into the audience at any random place. There are surprise judges, which nobody knows about. So I was sitting beside that person. He happened to be my friend only, and we were discussing. And when we were discussing one certain act, and he put that idea कि Akshaya, this is happening, because I was just keep on ranting या ऐसा थोड़ी perform करते हैं, angles नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. Why don't people prepare themselves? Why don't they learn? And why don't they know? Why don't they learn how to walk on stage, how to stand on stage? And that's how he like, why don't you teach them? Maybe it was a bit sarcastic, but it was a good point. And
Good point, yeah.
it was a good point. And then I remember I did my first ever workshop in Goa. It was a one-day workshop for magicians in 2017. So that's how my journey as a trainer started.
Okay.
And after I did a couple of workshops. I conducted a couple of lectures in the conventions. I did train a few magicians personally, because education is a very important part.
Of course, it is. It is.
And nobody teaches that. And see, because most of the learning in magic comes from the books or the DVDs. But through the videos and the tutorials, you don't get to learn how to really think about it.
So basically, from DVDs and books, you just learn tricks. You do not learn the performing art.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't learn how to be on stage. You don't learn what to say on stage. Yeah.
No, you don't learn the showmanship, the interaction, the mannerism that you have to follow as an entertainer. Because there are a lot of things. I have seen people like maybe knowingly or unknowingly disrespect their art, disrespect their fellow performer who they are performing with. And I felt that was really wrong thing to do.
Exactly.
Because if you don't respect your art is not gonna respect you. And since while I was learning the books and I was learning the art and the showmanship, there was one thing that came across to me, and it was said that there are only 3 people on the earth or which are given a higher step. One is God. Second one, God and the kings and all that. They have given a upper step. Because मंदिर में steps होते हैं, तब भगवान की मूर्ति रखी जाती है.
Right.
राजा का सिंहासन होता है, वो बाकी के लोगों से एक लेवल अप होता है. ठीक है. Then there are judge, जिनको एक ऊपर की कुर्सी दी जाती है. वो they don't sit on a same level as the normal level. And then there are artists. Artists are given a stage,
a platform,
yes,
higher position.
yes, it's a higher position, it's a respect, it's a form of respect that is given to you. And if you are given a respect, you should give a respect as well to
Exactly,
the
that's
same
true.
thing. Because आप नहीं दोगे तो वो भी आपको नहीं देगी.
नहीं देंगे. Right.
And art is not just like about performing. It's a worship. आपको पूजा करनी पड़ती है, आपको साधना करनी पड़ती है, तब वो आपके अंदर आता है.
Exactly.
And that's why I always say I have hardly seen people who are like real artists.
Right, right. Because you have to live up to the position that you are given. You're giving you have been given an upper platform.
Upper platform.
You have to live up to it.
Yes. You should be the figure, you should be the person people should look up to.
Exactly, exactly. That's a really
And
nice
get like a very
thing that you said.
good influence. You should make an impact because you have a liberty. You are exposed to a lot of people at one point. You have a liberty to do a change.
Right.
So you should be aware of that what you're presenting, how you're presenting yourself.
Right, right. Wonderful point. Okay, Akshaya. So I have heard somewhere that you like traveling a lot. आप बहुत घूमते हो.
Yes.
Okay, so मेरा क्वेश्चन है, जब आप घूमते हो, मतलब काफी जगह घूमते हो, like do you gain inspiration from there so that you can put up a story in your acts as well? Do you do that?
Yes, I
Okay,
always do
okay.
that. Even the effect, the second magic that I have for this audience, it is something that came the inspiration from my travel story.
चलिए देखते हैं तो फिर. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why, rather than interacting or narrating the story, why don't I show you that what happens when you lose someone?
Okay.
Okay. And while you do that, I want you to think about a person you might have lost during the journey of life.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a piece of magic that is I call healing hearts.
Okay.
It's dedicated to people we have lost. Basically, we're gonna cut a heart.
Okay.
Cut a piece, small. Keep it to ourselves. Because you know what happens when we meet somebody, we give our heart to them. So
Okay.
we're gonna do this. And this thing is just like in any kind of relationship, there are like a small bumps come.
Okay. Should I tear? Yeah.
Mine was very small. Yours is big. So what I do, one person does, he tears it again. Same thing is done by the other people. And finally it's like broken. The things comes in your life and you are just forced to tear some things apart. It tears the things apart. And here comes the point that you are left with the pieces. Right? Can you take this small piece? Because your heart is just here. Now this is the something that is you're left with. You give the pieces to the same person back and you get their ones. because you think this is yours, that is yours, and this is mine. But you know what happens that time? When you just slightly open
Oh, okay.
and you are in the process of the healing, you heal.
Oh,
But you know what happens? A piece of their heart will always remain with you.
nice. Wonderful. Wonderful. There you go. Nice, nice. Really nice.
And I give this,
I
I do
can
this in
keep
my,
that,
yes.
right? Yeah. Nice, nice.
I
Yes.
give this to the people and for them to keep.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wonderful. That was really nice. That was actually really, what do you say, beautiful performance.
Yes. Because when we interact or incorporate the stories, it becomes more relatable. Because there is hardly any person who goes through the heartbreak.
Yeah. So that is what I loved about your
Yes.
performance. Like I asked you initially, आप stories डालते हो आपके
Yes.
act में, so लोग क्या करते हैं ना, they can relate to it, they connect to
more.
it. Yeah. So the act, instead of becoming just a normal act, वो थोड़ा सा एक
Relatable हो जाता है
level up हो
because
जाता है.
since I, as I told you, I read books.
Hmm.
I just don't read the like the normal philosophy or fictions.
Mhm.
I read magic books as well. And one of the principles, one of the fundamental in magic says, if you add something from there that every single person can relate to, people will feel more welcome in your act.
Exactly.
If you give them something to remember, it should be something related to them. There is a book called Maximum Entertainment.
Maximum and Ken
Weber. So in that book, he says there are a few things that keep your audience connected with you. One is something from their life to your show, or something that is very, very significant to you. Like I said, I do one of my signature routines in my show. That's how I tell okay, this is something or something. If I have learned something from you and I'm doing that thing on stage, I'm gonna mention like, okay, this is I met a wonderful magician during the journey of my life, and he taught me this. So that gives them the particular effect and importance.
एक visualization बन जाता है उनके mind में. So
Yes.
this makes sure that act is remembered by them.
Yes.
Yeah.
You give the tribute to the person as well, acknowledgement to the person you have learned as
Right.
well. And okay, this is somebody who is a very great magician. She has learned it from him. So this is something that people remember.
Exactly.
They might forget what you do,
Mhm.
but they will always remember what they felt when you did something with them or for them.
Right. Nice. Really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Akshaya. So, what are your like future goals as of now? Any future आपका something lined up, something exciting that's coming up? Can you share something with us?
Okay, there is one thing. So basically, I'm not a person who restrict myself into the goals. Because there was again a story that I came across. There was a person, and he was just every single day he was praying to God that God, please give me Mercedes, please give me Mercedes, please give me Mercedes. And one day he received the Mercedes. But when there was other perception of the story is when the God opened the doors and it was shown from the God's perspective, there was a Rolls Royce in store for him. Because there is a manifestation thing that works. What you ask for, you get. But what if there is way bigger thing
More.
in your line that is for you? If I ask for this, I might miss out on that. So
Okay.
I'm a greedy person. So I want every single thing that is for me.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't put myself into the goals and the this thing ki, okay, this is something that I want, or this is something.
So you go with the flow.
I go with the flow. Whatever coming, that also helps me in the if I don't get that or something, suppose I want something and I don't get that, I don't get disappointed.
Disappointment नहीं मिलता
नहीं
है.
मिलता है
That's
because
very smart.
expectation ही नहीं है. कुछ expect ही नहीं किया है
That's
life
really
में.
smart of you.
Yeah, but yeah, I always, whenever I ask something, I always say whatever is good for me, please give it to me.
Okay.
So this is way how I go into my professional field as well. I like whatever is like I deserve, please, it should come to me.
Right.
one another way it comes.
कर्म करते रहो, फल की
Yeah,
अपेक्षा मत करो.
yes.
Do not expect
Do
anything.
not expect anything.
Right.
So that's how. But yeah, there is one project, there is one show that is coming up. Maybe in like next 3 months or something. It is called as Hidden.
Hidden. Okay.
Yeah. Because we in magic we talk about keeping secrets.
That's
but
mysterious.
At Hidden, we talk about how I talk about how every single thing is right in front of you and still you can't see it.
दृश्यम का वही डायलॉग है ना, आपके सामने है बट आपको दिखाई
नहीं देता है.
Right.
And it is that concept that I picked up from, again, I was reading a book, I picked it up from that.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
If you have heard, there is a book called The Greatest Secret. And there is a line, it talks about the inner happiness and all that. There is a line in that book, it's like, so within and so without. Because every single thing it is inside of you, but you still can't find it. It is the same thing with magic. Every single thing is right in front of your eyes, but you still can't see it.
Yeah, nice.
So that is the concept of the show.
Wonderful.
That I'm working on currently.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Batana kab hai?
And
I'll ask the audience to come over there as well.
Yes, it will be a ticketed event, hopefully.
Yeah.
Once it's like done, it's a work in progress, but yeah, it will take a little bit of more time, but it will happen.
Of course.
Again, as I told you, I love teaching magic, and I like to share my experiences, my insights on magic. Again, there is one of the workshops that I'm coming up with, may hopefully next month, first week or second week.
Okay.
It's a 1 day or 2 day workshop. There will be 2 batches, one for kids and one for adults. And there I will be sharing how magic helps you in your real life, because magic comes from the real life only.
Yes.
It gives you a lot of insights about life, about the brain, how you talk, how you control your emotions, because magic for me is multitasking.
Of course.
You're saying something, you're looking at something, you're doing something, and people are seeing
something
entirely different. So it is a multitasking. All your senses are working at one single moment.
Right.
So that's what I will be trying to share with people. I want to help people to get better and improve in their life.
Wonderful.
Through magic, because rather than just listening to somebody, if something is happening practically, you learn faster. Motivations are, it's not about just talking. If I talk, you will be like pepped up like a 5-10 minutes or maybe a week or a month.
But action खुद को ही करना है.
Yes, action खुद को ही करना पड़ता है. So I want to incorporate that how you can actually improve in your life.
Nice.
Because to change, you have to do something.
Okay, so I would suggest everyone to keep an eye on her page. So you're Akshaya on Instagram, right?
Yes, Magician Akshaya.
Magician Akshaya. So keep an eye on her page for the upcoming workshop, and of course, it will be really beneficial for you. So Akshaya, हम लोगों ने बहुत सारे चीजें डिस्कस की, आपने बहुत सारे इंस्पिरेशनल चीजें बताए, and something which we all could really learn from. But to add on to that, would you like to share something to the audience, to the people who are upcoming in magic, जो magic सीखना चाहते हैं या फिर magic कर रहे हैं या खुद को develop करना चाहते हैं? So would you like to share something to the audience?
I would just say one thing. If you really are looking for the inspiration, if you really want to do something, just keep your eyes and your ears open always. Like, just see and just hear. Because you see, even when there are the magicians jamming session happening, you must have noticed I am the quietest one.
Yeah, you observe.
Because that is something that I learn from. Because knowingly or unknowingly, there is one or another thing that comes your way, you don't have even a clue about. And see, the hidden came to my mind when I was reading a book. If I wasn't aware, my senses weren't aware, I wouldn't have got that idea. Okay, this could be done.
Of course, yeah.
I could pick up that one line and make an entire show.
Show out of it. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So just keep your eyes and your ears open. Always be welcoming to criticism. Always ask for feedbacks. Always go ahead and show yourself out. no matter how you're good, you're bad, just go ahead and show yourself, because that's how you improve. And also just observe every single thing that is happening around you.
Amazing, Akshaya. That was really inspiring and we could learn a lot. बहुत कुछ चीजें सीखने को मिला. And your entire journey is really inspiring.
Thank you
Hats
so
off to you,
much.
Akshaya.
Thank you so
So
much.
thank you so much for joining us and sharing all your experiences with us over here. So it was really wonderful.
Thank you so much for asking me to join over here and making me speak to this wider range of audience, because it's like very rare opportunity that we go ahead and we talk about
yeah.
magic to people.
Yeah.
In the magicians community, we talk a lot,
हाँ, बात
but
होती
it's
रहती है.
not exposed to the world that
Exactly.
what is exactly and how it happens.
Wonderful.
So that was like, thank you so much
Thank you
for
so much.
inviting me.
Thank you. So everyone, that was magician and mentalist Akshaya, and I hope you enjoyed this inspiring talks, and that was it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope आपको ये video अच्छा लगा and you learned something from this video. अगर आपने इस वीडियो से कुछ सीखा तो give this a thumbs up, एक like कर दीजिए, share it with your friends and family so that they can enjoy this video as well and they can learn something new from this interview. And like I always say, your subscription is my motivation. आपका subscription से ही मुझे motivation मिलता है to make new and interesting videos and interviews like this. So click on the subscribe button that's right over somewhere over here and click on the bell button beside it, and I'll see you in the next.